Hello there! Welcome to this siege in the Furious Wild. This is my Meng Huo campaign, playing as the Nan Man, of course. This is a siege of a non-Nan Man settlement that I just took off Sun Se, who is here attacking me now. I beat the crap out of him, he ran away, he's come back now though with some buddies, and I'm outnumbered here, about 1,000 troops to his 2,000 something troops. So we got an uphill battle ahead of us. We do have the settlement though, so we got the arrow towers, which can even the odds somewhat. And of course, I've got all the Nan Man units. Well, some Nan Man units. I've got some elephants, I've got some tigers, I've got some fire boys, I got Meng Huo and Zhu Rong. So this was just a fun little siege battle. I thought I could show you some of the new units in action. So as I said, this is a Meng Huo campaign, so I'm led by the big man himself. If you want more information on all these new units, I do have a video for that, which went out yesterday, if you haven't seen it. Trying to get a good look on him. There we go. Up close and personal. The models look really nice for all the new generals. They're very fancy. Although I find Meng Huo's face very unthreatening. There's something very kind of soft and passive about his face. I think he would look a bit more menacing. We got some elephants though. We've got the ones with drums on their back. These can give buffs to nearby troops. And they're still elephants, so they'll stomp the crap out of everything. And they're obviously a new unit type to Three Kingdoms. And they bring their own set of problems. But they are somewhat fragile. They look terrifying and like they're going to be super OP. And they are very strong, but they can certainly be brought down with some missiles. We've got some other new boys here. This is about early mid campaign. We've got some Nan Man warriors. So I've got some decent units and still some crappy units in my army. These Nan Man warriors though, just a light infantry. Not too bad. If you're looking for something a bit more spicy, you could go for these followers of the flame. They have pretty terrible melee stats as you can see, but their fire damage does add up over time. And they do have high morale, so they will fight for a fair while, which means more damage for their damage over time, right? So a unit that's better than its stat card really shows you. Then we've got the Tiger Warriors. These are, as you might expect, pretty awesome. An animal handler unit, a new thing to 3K. There have been some similar units to this in the past in previous historical titles like War Dogs in Rome 2. So if you know how those work, then you'll know how these work. And they are tigers, of course, which are a little bit more dangerous than dogs. So they can do some serious work. And then you get the handlers in melee as well. So you do get a bit more of a useful unit than just the tigers. Got some more Nan Man warriors here. Nan Man spearmen, those are just kind of cheapy spearmen. More followers of the flame. I think that's most of the kind of units in my army. I've got the Might of the Valley here. These are two-handed big boys. These have got some big old two-handed axes. A damage dealer unit. Got a couple of those, although they are fairly beaten up, as is most of my army. Got some slingers. Got the lady herself, Zhu Rong. And boy, is she looking pissed. And having her and Meng Huo in the same army means that if one of them dies, the other one goes mental, and they gain some buffs from them both being in the battle together as well. So there you go, you can see them all there. Oh, she's also got a nemesis in this battle, so she's extra pissed. No wonder she looks so pissed. She is ready to find her nemesis. Oh, look at that silent stare of doom. She is furious and she is wild. Anyway, to this siege itself, we've got two angles mainly that we're being attacked from. Some reinforcements coming in. That's Sun Se's army, but they're very beaten up. He's nearly dead himself. He is here. So we've got to try and defend these two angles. We're going to try and hold the points, let the arrow towers do as much firing as possible. There's a first little contingent coming up to us, so I'm going to bring over some of my boys. Going to try and just hold them in front of these towers for as long as I can. And they're going to try and bring in a cheeky flank. And the AI is doing its usual silly thing of just attacking us with one small part of the army rather than bringing in this other part of the army, and this stuff's still catching up. So it should really be attacking me with both those armies to make life hard for me, but it's coming in with one small group at a time. We're going to meet them at the gates. Or the entrance. We don't have any gates, unfortunately. Here come my flaming boys. They're going to charge in, and you should see. There you go. They've added burning to that unit. So they're going to do some damage over time with their burning powers. Damage over 10 seconds. So they can be pretty useful. You do need to try and keep them alive as long as possible. Maybe having someone fight alongside them. But I've got all this unit clumped up now, and I spy me an opportunity for elephants. So I'm bringing my elephants in as quick as I can. And you can see what's coming. There's going to be an elephant flank all over these boys' faces. Coming at them from the flank. Meng Huo's coming in himself. See what we can do. It's a nice big group of troops here. Ready to die. Ready to get trampled. Here we come. Oh, we're getting shot up. We lost an elephant or two. But that's not going to save them from a royal trampling. Oh, you can hear the bones crunching. Most of them are dead. I was expecting most of them to get back up, to be honest. Just murdered them, and away they all go. Insta-rout from the elephants. We did lose a few elephants, though. Those missiles were a little bit of a problem. I sent Meng Huo after them now, just to stop them from firing, because they do take them down quite easy. That was one unit of archers. Killed a few elephants. So that's how fragile they are. There's one there. There's another one there. There's another one there. So 3 or 4 elephants died there. just from one archer unit. So you can see, despite their crazy damage output, they are very fragile to any kind of missile. So if that was 2 or 3 units shooting at that one elephant, they may not have even made it to that group. I don't know. But Lady Zhurong, ready here to defend the other group of towers. A small little army coming in over here. The rest of this group still sitting back waiting. I guess they're waiting for Sun Tse's reinforcements so they can join up together. I'm being a little bit crazy with Meng Huo himself. He is low on health. Attempting to defend this southern area here. Enemy troops incoming. Nothing too special though. Just some G infantry or something. A few boys trying to sneak around the side. Got some more fire boys. Or, you know, followers of the flame, I suppose I should call them. Fire boys is probably more of an orky name. They're coming in. They're clumping up, though. Guess what I see again? Another opportunity. This time, though, not going to come for the flank, although I probably should have done because I did have the time. Going to try and just hold these here for as long as possible, and we're going to bring over the old elephants. As you can see, they're getting shot again, though, and I've lost a couple. I'm down to 5, so they're pretty beaten up. That damn missile unit's giving them some problems. Still got our archer towers, though, blasting away at whatever they can. This group, still waiting. Oh, no, they're moving. They're mobilizing. They're coming for us. They've got these new flamethrower artilleries as well, these juggernauts. They're basically short-range flamethrowers for, I think, the Han Empire is supposed to get them, but Sun Tse had them in his army, so maybe he's got them as well. He's not technically Han Empire, but whatever. Bringing everything back. Bringing my elephants in over here into this clump. I'm bringing them in from the front, though, rather than a flank, which, as you can see, hasn't really worked as well. They haven't got a good charge. They've just kind of stopped in front of them, but they should still be able to be spooky enough to scare off these boys in a minute. Let's admire some elephant carnage for a moment. And away they go, by the looks of it. Elephants and fire everywhere. That's enough to scare away any man. Off that group goes. They couldn't hang on. They've got quite a lot of health left as well, so they didn't take too much damage, but those elephants and maybe that fire was super scary. Now there's a little group of missiles moved up here, blasting away at my towers, trying to get rid of them. And they are doing so successfully. Catching fire is this one, but that's no biggie. As I've decided, it's tiger time. I'm going to move up my tigers. Those missile units are kind of a little bit away from the rest of the army, so I'm going to send up the tigers to try and munch them down. You can see they've got these 4 or 5 missile units all by themselves, a little bit away from the rest of the army. One of them's falling back. See how quickly these tigers can come up. They've been released. Off they go. It's tiger time, baby. They do look pretty awesome. Imagine seeing that running towards you. Well, these guys aren't scared. They're quite happy to take it on the chin. Let's see how that goes for them. Big tiger charges. Bodies flying everywhere. They should munch down these lightly armored missile units fairly easily. Slapping them around all over the place. So these kind of units, they can't be controlled once you've let them loose. You give them a first target, and then they'll go after that first target until they get rid of them, and then they'll go after anybody else, and you can't control them, so they do what they want. But still, they can do lots of damage. They can cause problems. They can be annoying. They're unbreakable, so the enemy can't get rid of them. They're always going to be harassed by them until they're all dead. If you played Rome 2 and used any war dogs, you'll kind of know how these work. Pretty much defended the other side. Nothing left over there now. So it's just this one army left that we got to deal with. We're in pretty good shape. The favor bar is evening out for us. These are our tiger handlers as a unit. Going to pull them back. Still getting shot up. But our tigers still out there munching away on some of their missile units. They're starting to move up now as an army, and there is quite a lot of them coming. A few tigers still going. They're trying to ignore them, but they're getting slapped around. Now, they managed to burn down one of my towers, but I've still got one left. That can still do some work. Going to try and keep them fighting in front of this for as long as possible. Going to need a few more units over here, though, because we're getting shot as well. Going to start to redirect everything. Meng Huo himself, he's alright, just about. He's pretty low on health at this point. He's got to be very careful. If we lose him, maybe we could lose it. They're coming in pretty hefty towards this 1 point. Surely they're not all going to clump up at the 1 point. What am I saying? This is Total War AI. I'm going to set up these elephants. You know what for. Going to get them ready. If they are going to be as silly as I think they're going to be, well, I'm going to use elephants to capitalize. These flamethrowers are moving up. Tiger's still out there giving them problems. They're about to arrive. We got some followers of the flame ready. We've got some Nanman warriors. So Nanman army overall is kind of aggressive. They don't have any cav apart from the elephants. so you have to rush up with your infantry. They've got some okay missiles, but a lot more kind of sneaky and short-range missiles rather than long-range archers and things like that. So they're very much kind of a more rushy faction, which is fun. They are furious, of course. Bringing in my 2 generals here to try and disrupt some of these missiles, mostly to protect my elephants. Their flamethrowers can't really fire, so unfortunately I won't get to show you any of what these do, although maybe I'll add some footage of that at the end for the fun of it. Here come the elephants though. Still 5 of them left. Can they do a lot of damage with 5 of them? They've clumped up the entire remaining army of theirs, all in this one little spot. Elephant time. Oh, look at the waves just flying everywhere. More crunchy, crunchy goodness. How much routing did that cause? A lot. Just dropped crippling blow from Zhurong as well, which reduces their armor and melee evasion, so even more elephant damage incoming. And as you can expect, these boys aren't lasting too long. So you can see the power of the elephants there, but you also got to see how they're kind of fragile. So you do have to be a bit careful, and they are limited in campaign as well. You can only get 2 units to start with, 2 units of elephants. Goes up to 3 as you start to progress through things, and probably higher. I haven't got that far yet though. But there we go. A heroic victory, a siege where we were outnumbered 2-1 at least. But we've done it. Mostly with elephants and foolish AI. 327 kills for the elephants, so you can see the kind of work they can do. Very powerful. I hope you've enjoyed this. Thanks for watching. I'll leave you on some flamethrower footage. I will see you in the future.